So again, we try to complement the shapes. We try to, like, how does this looks like? It's okay, but now it's better, right? Because it's it's different. It has a difference in the angle. So if this is more like a cryogenic kind of for your creature thingy, we should consider maybe that this is freezing, or it's something that, if I look here, I'm just looking if this round works well with this one, because I don't feel like it's working very well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the edge and fill the hole, select that face there. Yeah. And I'm going to extract the face. So now with this face extracted, I can extrude it. And maybe center pivot. Maybe works better this way. So assign Lambert 1. I'm just basically looking at ways to make this look better without too much effort. So Control D. Okay. It's kind of working, but it's like something's missing. Yeah, probably that. It's too, sometimes the surfaces are too flat and you don't want too many flat surfaces. Also, you don't want many detailed ones, like really detailed. So you want, okay, here's the attribute editor. Let's just give it a little bit more. 32. Control D. I think this one, I just need to make another one because this is very low poly. So I'm just going to put like something like 40 days in the wilderness. Maybe delete this one. And I need to think about the way. So from certain perspective, you need to think of the practical ways, like what this does and what's the purpose and how it works. Also design wise, right? So we are both one package, both of them. Okay, so let's say this thing must go up, right? And this arm is keeping it down here, and we need another thing to hold it in one place. But also, the bottom needs to go up as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a multi-cut and split these in half, all of them, like that. And I just want to make a design that works. So probably something like that. Maybe like that. So we use 10% and 30%. 10% and 30%. They're all pointing upwards. Yeah. So now if you look at the wireframe, bevel the edge. I need to get the same angle for this. So probably selecting all those faces. 6. Maybe like that. Because we're just going to make a panel loop around this. So we select it like that. We bevel the edge. We extrude inwards. So if this would be practical, like it would actually disconnect, I would need to separate these faces. Yeah, without these. And they need to be a different, they need to be extracted, right? But in this case, I'm not going to do that. But just so you know that you need to think of way like this connects like this, and here it has some I think they're called latches. You know, like luggage. You know, when you have some luggage and you want to put a safety thing, and we can have some latches there. So we can just bring a cube, align it to the surface. Is it? Oh, this one doesn't have to be. Give it an angle. And I don't even have reference, but it's good to have reference, you know, for all these things. Let's see. Let's call it sci-fi latch. And you can see like how, or door latch, or there are, look at the data. That's a kit bash, has lots of these things. But I'm just going to use my, kind of make my own latch. Bring these closer. This face. Control Shift right click to object. Control Shift right click to world. Extrude it down. Scale it according to the world axis. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, let's see. Uh, just checking all the overall look of the concept. Where it needs more detail, where it kind of. Okay, let's keep working on this because this looks like really flat. I'll just come back to the latch later. What I'm going to do, I'm going to select this face and I'm going to poke it. Shift right click, poke. Always use shift right click with most of the things. Then I select this pivot, this object, and I change the pivot using D and V. And Control D to duplicate and rotate according to the world axis. So that change with Control Shift and right click. And use did I? Okay, Control D and press J. Control Shift. I think I pressed H by mistake. So J. And it should be, well, it's not perfect. I don't know why. One more time. Okay, let's just leave it like that for now. Doesn't have to be perfect. We'll come back to that later. Okay, so if we want to select these faces, these edges, you see there's quite a lot of, it's difficult to select them. So instead I select the face and I control right click and I convert my selection basically from face to edges because I just want to bevel this. And we don't want everything to be over beveled, like have bevels everywhere, just where we really have to. So that is 0.5 fraction. I'm going to use the same for my bottom face to edge and bevel, and that's a 0.5 as well. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's continue. So in here, we need something to grab on. So we can use a, let's see, let's use something that we have not used as much. Let's try a sphere. Squash it. Um, we're just looking at the overall. And this sphere needs to have some big kind of intrusions going in there. So we can grab it with the, or maybe we just need to increase the numbers of polygons here. Oh, look at that. Maya doing its best. Let's see how this looks like without these things. Control backspace. It's not bad. So shift right click, soften, harden, and that's just gonna fix the normals, the normal problems. We got a problem here. This edge needs to be hard. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I made a good choice. Yeah, I think I. Okay, so now I'm thinking of. Let's look again. Let's see this one. In between has some wires and stuff. Here has a big. Okay, if you're thinking of a freezer, you need you need to get rid of the heat. So you do that mostly in behind it has these. I don't even know how it's called. Um, the back of a freezer usually has a place where. Here we go, offset. Offset. So we just give it a little bit on offset and then extrude one more time. Bring it in. We're just using R to fix the orientation of these planes. And in between these, I would just looking at from a distance again. Probably too much beveling, so let's just leave it square. Yeah, circular. Do you guys know about this shop called Recircular? Have you heard about that one? I just discovered it yesterday. I think I'm going to go daily. So cool. You get, it's like you don't even know what you're going to get, what you're going to see there. Okay. So this one probably needs to go here. This one go here. This one can go here. No. Okay. And let's just bevel this one. Okay, again, look from a distance. So yeah, I think it's just pretty much, same techniques over and over, mostly. What do you guys think about having the weekly as part of of your compulsory? Like, you actually work on the compulsory weekly. It's not a good idea? It's just a lot of less work from you guys. Maybe you get better results this way. Or some people who are lazy, they're just gonna, don't go the extra mile because yes. Yeah, it's because when you, let's see, for example, we have this box here, and if we divide it, it's going to look like this. So that's 3. And if I would just bevel this, if I would just select the edges and bevel them, if I press 3, see, there's not much of a difference. Okay, like that. See, and sometimes if you switch chamfer off, you just get those edges reinforced. It doesn't change the actual topology. Um, so it's not actually beveling. It's not beveling. It's just adding more geometry on those edges, like you see here. So if you see chamfer off, chamfer on. Yeah, it's just used for sub-D modeling. Only when you want to subdivide your mesh a couple of times. Yeah, if you subdivide your mesh, then it's going to keep those edges crisp instead of like, make them too rounded. So that was one. You said about smooth preview, right? Why do I use that smooth preview? Um, Especially when you're working with hard mesh, because hard mesh subdivides the meshes, you need to be in control. So let me just press 3, no, 2. That's 2, yeah. You need to be in control of, so this cage is the actual geometry. And we're just making a sausage here. Right. So this smooth preview, as I said, it actually means that the mesh is subdivided twice. But right now we're still working as like this. So if we want to keep some parts of the model, harder edges, we have to increase, we have to add some geometry. We have to add some lines in there. So with multi-cut, control and click on that. So if we look at number 2, that's before. So that's how it looks like without and with. Yeah, it keeps those edges a bit sharper. And also if you want to add, here or here. And this looks like one of those things for air conditioning tubes, Right, so I use multi-cut, but I could have also used very easily, um, just select these all around and bevel. And if I change my chamfer off, it's keeping it much better, right? See the difference, chamfer on, chamfer off. It's and this one, as I said, can be used again in conjunction with um, with HardSurface plugin, the HardSurface plugin, which we, providing that we subdivide it first, or the plugin can subdivide it. It's just, so the first one, it's smoothed 3 times, and the second one, it's already smoothed, so I'm not going to do it. And now I know how my this is the final the end product, and I know that I always knew it's going to look like this because I modeled with um, like with the preview on, right? I modeled with the key number 3, this number 3, actually number 2, and that's actual. Okay, so let me just that answer your question. It's okay. Clean scene, delete everything. Oh, where's my mesh? Oh, control 1. Okay. Okay. So, do you guys think we should get a break, a small break? Okay, let's just have a small break. Somebody spoke on the chat.